Attention, listener, I have an assignment for you. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to engage with the Real Nerds, aka the best podcast on the internet. You can listen to their episodes on their website, realnerdspodcast.com. And you can also listen to them on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow their social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This message will self-destruct never.
Hi, this is Georges Genti, and you are listening to Real Nerds Podcasts.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con 2021 and beyond. I'm Ryan on Zoom again with Brad, Zach, and Corinne.
Yep.
And every week we see a new movie and podcast our experience of the world, except for the last 13 weeks now, or is it 14, Brad? 14 weeks where we decide that we can't see movies because they're not open. So we are doing retro films. And this week, Brad chose Super Mario Brothers.
Yep,
from 1993.
My turn. Yeah. Last week, we chose, oh my God.
Jason X?
Jason X. No, 2 weeks ago, we chose Dewey Cox to stick it to James. So I figured this week would be a good one to stick it to Ryan because he hates this movie so much.
Do I? I rewatched it today off of a streaming service that is easy to find, and
me too.
And has my opinion changed since the last time I saw it, like 15 years ago?
I doubt it.
We're fixing to find out. So stay tuned for that. We'll tell you if you should revisit Super Mario Brothers. We also talk about movie news, Blu-rays that are coming out, and movies we've been watching throughout the week. The one thing the coronavirus can't take away from us is the ability to watch movies, especially when you get physical copies of movies.
Cut to the coronavirus going, oh, is that what you think?
Because, they just shut down all the movie theaters in California, so... Again,
Yep.
That was brief.
Yeah, so...
How long were they even open?
I think a month, roughly. But you can still go to church, though, so... The one thing that irritates me about this whole coronavirus thing is there's no, real rules. No one really knows what's happening. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, I know. But, I don't understand how you can still go to places like, not in California anymore, but restaurants with 50 people. You can still go to church.
Yeah, they
still go to, grocery stores with hundreds of people, but can't sit in a theater.
They had casinos open, but, arcade bars couldn't be open. It's
that's
the same thing.
I'll never understand the reasoning behind some of this stuff.
The coronavirus is much like a creative writer teacher telling you about imagination. There are no rules.
That's right. And damn you for saying that, Zach.
That's as clever as I'm going to get tonight. I'm going to shut off now. Goodbye.
All over again. Mute his ass, Brad.
You're booted, Zach.
Yes, I know. Goodbye.
So last week, I took the blame for us doing Jason X, but in actuality, it was recommended to us by listener Evan, and then he also listened to the episode because Corinne begged for fan mail. You don't beg; you just receive, Corinne. Okay, that's how we do things.
We can't look desperate.
So he sent us a fan mail.
Fan mail,
which reads, I heard your guys' cry for attention on the podcast about never getting fan mail. So I figured I'd rectify that by saying, hi, I'm a fan of your podcast in the email. Also, thanks for doing a commentary of Jason X. It's basically the only thing I care about right now. So in summary, love the show. Your fan, Evan.
Aww.
Thanks, Evan.
Thanks, Evan. You rock.
So, yeah.
For attention.
To be fair, we we don't really get a lot of fan interaction other than the Facebook page. And I honestly feel like most of those people are just Ryan's friends.
I don't. So, false, because I've never met Evan before. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I didn't think that there were actually really listeners out there.
There are. You should listen. Look at our stats. We actually do get quite a bit of plays. Corinne, why do you have to be so negative?
You would never know that. I mean, I don't see the stats. And like I said, nobody ever sends us fan mail. So for all we know...
How many shows actually get fan mail?
The ones I listen to do a mailbag every week.
Yeah, but that's also celebrities like Kevin Smith and stuff.
I thought we were celebrities.
Well, in our minds.
Well, you're the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did get an email from a director of a film looking for his interview. You put that up yet, Brad?
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll get on that. Click, click, clack, clack. Hey, if we're the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con, we should have like 100,000 fans, right?
Totally. I will say too that if we actually did like a boost post or something, we'd probably get more.
Yeah. Anyone got some extra money lying around?
That's what I mean. Not after today. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Brad. Now, normally you take us around town, but this time you're going to take us around the country.
Oh, Ryan, I'll do both.
Sweet.
Just for you.
I'm going to give you your own segment to talk about your experience with the greatest B-movie actor of all time. Brad, take us to Illinois.
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to Illinois.
What's an Illinois song? I don't even know. Oh, the land of Lincoln has many pennies.
You could do something for Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Blues Brothers. There you go.
Yeah. So
I am always surprised when I drove through Illinois. It has a lot of Abraham Lincoln iconography all over it.
Yeah, it is.
Which I mean, I'd be
Lincoln.
proud if he is from my state too.
Yeah. Yeah. So this weekend I took a little birthday mini vacation to the Midway Drive-In in Sterling, Illinois, where Bruce Campbell was making an appearance in their Rolling Road show for Evil Dead 4K by Grindhouse Releasing, followed by two other films, some deep, horror cuts. One of them was The Beyond, and the other one was I Drink Your Blood. So I drove all the way out there, parked, and then about an hour before Bruce Campbell was supposed to come out, or no, like half an hour before he was supposed to come out, this huge lightning storm rolled in, and it rained, and lightning was all over the place, and so for his safety, he stayed locked away until it moved on, and then eventually it cleared, and he came out, and there's still crazy lightning because he would acknowledge it as he was on stage speaking to the crowd, and it was the craziest lightning I think I've ever seen because it was horizontal. Like, if you can imagine standing at the drive-in screen and looking out across the cars, and then the sky in the background was just like stitched with lightning bolts.
I think that's called a storm cell. I could be wrong.
Storm cell. It was cool. I got kind of a picture of it, but so he got on stage and talked about fans asked the typical questions of, will you be returning as Ash anytime soon? And then followed by, will there be any more Ash versus Evil Dead episodes?
Did anyone ask him if he's going to be in Mortal Kombat?
I don't think so. I missed some of the questions because the audio wasn't great. But it just reminded me of when we were at that Mortal Kombat panel.
Oh yeah, that's the worst panel of all time.
They would ask him like, "Do you plan on playing Ash again?" He's like, "Nope, I was clear that I'm not doing that anymore." And then the next person would ask, are there going to be more Ash versus Evil Dead episodes? Like, dude, yeah.
What did I just say?
I'm sure he was still his funny, lovable self.
But also no bullshit.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And then they played the Evil Dead 4K, which is there like a recut of it? out in 4K because there were scenes from it that I did not remember watching.
Not that I'm aware of.
And obviously the score was redone for this release, and I think I actually prefer the original. This one stood out a lot as being really polished, which kind of was in contrast to its yeah, or just like the indie filmmaking aspect of Raimi's original cut. Yeah, and then the following movie was The Beyond, which was a weird like occult horror movie. I can't even I don't really know what happened. Like it's badly dubbed, and it's what's his name? A Fulci film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like watching an Argento film, but like less abstract and surreal, I guess. Where there's like this house that's possessed and has like a dimension to hell in it, and then there's this woman who's imagining this blind girl, and like just really weird stuff happens, and then they get consumed, and the house turns like everyone into zombies, and then eventually they get sucked into hell and go blind. I don't know. It was nuts. But the cap of the story is that I was ready to watch I Drink Your Blood, and then the PA comes on and says that someone has destroyed a sink in the men's bathroom, and they will be shutting down the theater for the rest of the evening.
Wow.
So I got shorted a movie that I paid for because the concessions area in the bathroom is flooded. So
why would you even do that?
Yeah. Like, what happened that it's like, oh, Bruce Campbell was mean to me in my Q&A, so I'm gonna like bust this sink. Like, part of me wonders if it was just because the screening was delayed so late that maybe the drive-in made it up to get like all the employees home. Because after The Beyond, it was like, well, how good could this third movie be really be worth everyone's time? It's like 2 or 3 a.m. So whatever. If someone did smash it, screw them for ruining their property, I guess.
Was this a big drive-in?
Yeah, the screen is huge. I'd say it's like 4 times as big as the 88 screen.
Wow. Like,
it almost comes off like a little bit off of like the height of a person and then into the sky. But yeah, it's one screen, and yeah, it's pretty big. Maybe I'll post a picture of it on our Instagram feed. Yeah, and then there was actually a theater, indoor theater in Sterling in the town that was actually open, and they were playing Sing and Irresistible, which I thought was pretty cool.
Nice.
I didn't think that was a thing. The indoor theaters were open at all.
Well, yeah, I think I was reading that there's like 30% open all over the country.
Yeah.
I read a whole article about there's a chain in Texas that's not the Alamo, but they're kind of specialty like that as well, and they've been open for a while.
Yeah, like we have a movie tavern here. Like that's like the other one.
Yeah.
Or Cinnabar. I guess also with 2 movies, it's like easier to manage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Audiences. So yeah. And then the last day I just spent driving around the Chicago suburbs looking for vintage Ninja Turtle figures and found some cool stuff. And on the way home, I saw a car spin out in front of me and drive into the ditch and flip onto the highway.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
That was intense. But the people in the car were totally fine. So good for them.
Cars are really safe now. They're meant to do that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So that was my adventure.
Hey, Brad, what's happening around Denver this weekend? Or this week? Can we see movies at the drive-in?
You absolutely can. And I will give you 3 locations, 3 drive-ins to see movies at from now on, because, we have so little to choose from. Why not give all your options? I still love the 88, but, we're in different times. So if you can't make the 88 shows, like starting Friday, July 17th, they are also doing Beauty and the Beast, Iron Man, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, cool.
So
stay for 2, leave for the piece of shit.
Ryan will be leaving early from the drive-in as soon as Iron Man's done.
That's right.
Or I can just watch those movies at home and save myself $10 or whatever.
Or you can go out and explore the world and have fun, Corinne.
Or you can let a family business die.
Yeah.
Well, if they get some better movies playing, I'll go.
Iron Man's good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair. Iron Man is good. But it's not worth sitting through a 2.5-hour Beauty and the Beast for.
Again, Corinne, Ian McKellen wishes to be changed back into the clock. It's amazing.
I'd rather watch the animated one.
That's
You don't have to show
shorter and better.
You don't have to show up for Beauty and the Beast. You can, take your chances and show up late and hope that they have spots, and you can just start at Iron Man and leave at Iron Man.
Yeah, but I could just watch it at home and not have to worry about anything.
Wow.
See, if they had like Iron Man and Empire Strikes Back, it'd totally be worth it.
That would be a great double feature, but sadly, those are two separate venues.
I know. I'm just saying they need to combine their strength.
Yeah. Is Beat the Beast and Iron Man, is Iron Man still Paramount or totally Disney?
It's Disney now.
Yeah.
So it's Disney, Sony?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, so disregard my statement earlier. That is the new lineup starting Friday the 17th. There's also a even closer drive-in, I-25 and 58th, called the Denver Mart Drive-In. And I was going to say that they are showing Beauty and the Beast and Iron Man Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Friday and Saturday are already sold out. So Sunday is your best chance to watch those.
Is it the animated Beauty and the Beast or live action?
Live action.
Still a good movie, though. Dan Stevens is. It's a good movie, Corinne.
Yeah, but is it worth going to see in the drive-in? I mean, it's on Disney Plus. I could just watch it here.
Yeah, but do you get the same experience on Disney Plus? False.
I will say you do get to watch Ian McKellen. You do get to watch Ian McKellen want to be changed back at the end of that movie, and it is hilarious.
That's right.
The Denver Mart Drive-In is a bit expensive. So
$14 for the two movies, right?
It actually says 10 to 60, so I think they're doing based on where you park.
Okay.
Premium charges. Let's see. Oh no, it's how many people.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because at least the one that I always went to in Wichita as a kid, they charged you per vehicle, so you could cram as many people as you wanted in there.
Yeah. The 88 does per person, and you can do that at their own box office. They don't have an online system. Denver Mart has an online system, and that's why an online-only system, so that's why it's 10 to 60 is you have to pick the quantity of people there. So that's pretty cool. And actually, I'm looking ahead here. The weekend after that, they've got Jurassic Park and Jaws as their double feature.
Oh, shit.
And then the weekend after that, I'm going to have to do because it's E.T. and Back to the Future.
Wow.
So
they should charge premium. That's some good movies there.
Something for James and something for you.
And then lastly, the Holiday Inn Drive-In up in Fort Collins has on screen one Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Spaceballs, which I already have my tickets for tomorrow.
Nice.
And then their second screen is Wonder Woman and then Black Panther. So
nice.
If you didn't get to see Wonder Woman in the drive-in when it came out, or Black Panther, this is your chance to do that again.
Sweet.
And they have online ticketing for food and tickets, so check that out at Holiday Twin. That's what's going on around town.
Cool. Let's unspool some movie news.
It's real news.
Well, correct that we don't have any open movie theater chains, at least in our area, other than the drive-ins. And AMC has now reached a new debt agreement.
Wait. Do you hear that?
What is it?
I swear I hear stalking happening. We are being interrupted by breaking news.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Later.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
There is a 16-disc Ultimate Friday the 13th edition coming out from Scream Factory.
Ryan, are you okay? I heard Siren Head.
Yeah. No, that's my kid being weird. He's so goofy.
As long as you're safe.
Brad, go ahead and underlay the ma under this. Thanks. As I decided I was going to interrupt Zach during this podcast to tell him that a beautiful box set is coming out with really cool art.
A beautiful one.
And I was really concerned about getting it because when they announced it, they're doing 1,313 of the limited editions, and those sold out in less than an hour. And so they upped it up to 7,000 for that. But I don't know if they're still going to have only 13,000 of them. I know Halloween, when it came out, sold out like that too, the limited edition stuff. So
that's just for pre-order though. So they might produce them after the fact.
Yeah, that's what they did that for Halloween. I think Halloween had 12,000 or something, and then they just blew through that, and so then they produced more. And
they still have to fulfill for like vendors like Amazon and Zappy and stuff.
And I don't know how much they set aside for that because all that stuff's licensed. So I'm guessing when they went to, Warner Brothers and Paramount, they said, hey, we're going to make 13,000 of these. And then they saw the feedback and they probably had to pay more money to license some more. So,
yeah. Well,
but I'm not surprised. The one thing about Friday the 13th fans is they're pretty vocal and they usually buy the stuff out. Every time there's a Jason action figure, he sells out. And then you always catch the Freddy ones at like Twist and Shout discounted.
So we know who won.
Yeah.
The box set that you had already that came out a few years ago, like what was the price point of that, and like did that sell out or just go out of print?
Yes, I think it was $100, if I remember right. I mean, it was like 2010, 2011. I don't remember when it came out.
I think it was 11. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what was cool about that was it came with like a little mini version of Crystal Lake Memories. It had a Camp Crystal Lake patch. And it came with glasses to watch the 3D version of Part 3 in 3D.
Yeah.
But it was the red and blue, so it really wasn't true 3D. But this release is going to have true 3D Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Yep.
4K scans of most of the films.
That's kind of a bummer.
Jason Goes to Hell gets a new 2K scan, but there's like 3 in the middle that don't get it. My guess is because they also said they haven't announced the rest of those features, that maybe they are working on them. But they also said in the release they're still working on the stuff because of COVID and trying to figure out how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I had a theory that possibly the reason we don't have scans for the remainder of them is because they might have been working on that when COVID shut shit down. So maybe.
Yeah, that, and I mean, if you talk, well, you can't talk to Winkler anymore, he's dead, but the director of Part 7 said that Paramount didn't give a shit about the movies. So all the extended gore and from Part 7, which you can see, but it's on VHS quality video, those camera negatives don't exist anymore unless they're able to find them. But as far as he knew, they don't exist.
They might try to upres what's available, though. They could.
Yeah.
It'll look crappy, and and they would disclaim that up front, I'm assuming. So.
Oh yeah. So looking at the special features, they have a lot of new commentaries so far, a couple other interviews, and they're porting over, I think, almost all the special features from the previous set. So
yeah,
if you missed out, don't spend the $500 that set is selling for
on eBay.
Yeah, no, go for this one, guys.
Although I do enjoy the compactness of it.
Yeah, this one is going to take up a lot of shelf space, I think.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks
I mean, the new commissioned art is awesome.
Yeah. It's far away from what I predicted on our text thread. Where I was like, it should just be a mural of Crystal Lake.
And I will point out, I did send Zach a text message about this last week where I was hearing rumblings about a Friday the 13th box set from Scream. And I'm not going to reveal my sources on the podcast, but I have it on good authority when that stuff comes out.
I texted him this morning after the news broke, and I was like, "You're a fucking soothsayer. Like, what else do you fucking know?"
I know that's what I'm saying, man. When it comes to horror films,
oh yeah, you know your people.
The real reason is they last week Scream said, hey, we're going to do our announcements next week, because they usually do it for Comic-Con. They said, we're going to do our announcements next week. And on their thread, people were saying, asking for movies, and they said, well, we don't have the rights to that one. And they were responding to everybody, except for the people that said, you should do Friday the 13th. They did not respond to that at all. And I said, I think this is what's going to happen. And you heard rumblings from old cast members saying they did new special features.
That particular piece of news came out a couple months ago, but I just assumed that Warner's and Paramount were doing something else again. So
and it's I was talking to Zach too. I thought they couldn't release anything because of the legal battle it's been under, but I guess maybe because the movies are already made, it's not technically new stuff.
Yeah,
and you're producing special features separately. Yeah. So it's just people's opinions about the movies. So I'm guessing that's why it's okay. I have no idea.
Because it's probably like Red Shirt Media doing the bonus interviews that they're going to do and any extra commentaries that they're going to be doing. And I pointed out that because everything's already has some form of streaming distribution at this point. Like there's a given what Paramount's going through right now with their releases and Warner Brothers with their releases, combined with the lawsuit. Scream Factory's already been establishing relationships with Warner Brothers, and they recently did it with Paramount for Let's Scare Jessica to Death and Pet Sematary 2. So they were able to probably establish it and be like, look
Tales from the Dark Side's coming out from them.
Exactly.
So, and they know they put out quality stuff. And at the end of the day, it's, and if I was Victor Miller, dude, why don't you just take like $20 million? He's 80 years old. Just take $20 million and let them make the fucking movies. Who cares?
It's the principle of the thing. I tell you, the principle of the thing. This lawsuit's got a death curse.
But they're also they announced 2 other ones. I'm sure they're or 3. I'm sure they're gonna have more stuff. They have steelbooks of Pumpkinhead, Motel Hell, which is a great steelbook.
Yeah,
those will have new 4K scans, and then they're releasing Terror in the Isles, which
I'm excited about Friday the 13th, obviously, but I have never seen Terror in the Isle, and I read the description. I was like, oh, Donald Pleasance is going to introduce a bunch of random clips. I'm on board.
Yeah, it's like a documentary just showing people getting killed. I used to rent it from Blockbuster. I used to rent that, and I think it's called Screen Greats Volume 2 with Tom Savini. Ooh. And I always wanted that to show up on one of his movies he did.
That's how you know Scream Factory does care, is because they will put out the very obscure shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what kind of special features would be on Terror from the Isle, because I do want to know what the story behind that is.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Sometimes those ones, because they use the theater key art, those ones might just be they're no bonus feature ones.
Right.
Which pop up every once in a while.
Yeah, it said extras to be revealed, so I'm guessing at the bare
minimum. So yeah, then they probably have some working.
Yeah, so at the bare minimum, we get a featurette or an interview or a commentary, or all 3.
Well, they might get a film historian. I'm sure that'd be an interesting one to do.
Get me! I've never seen it, but I'll talk about Donald Pleasance every day. But yeah, on that pre-order, you also, if you get it through the site, you do get exclusive art. Which looks badass. So
I think my favorite thing about the whole set is that they're able to use the original key art from the posters, is because the set Ryan has, they changed the font and it's very kind of minimalist, revised for the DVD versions. So it's like part of what's amazing about this franchise is that art. So
no, I agree.
Glad to see it back. And who knows what the reversible versions of some of these might be.
Yeah, I'm interested to see too.
I mean, there's no reversibles on the Halloween ones, except for the individual releases that they did prior to the box.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. They might pull the full stops for it, because as much as I hate to admit it, Friday the 13th is 10 times more popular than Halloween, and
they're not better movies; they're just more fun. Now, Scream Factory, if you're listening, you have a relationship with Warner Brothers and New Line. It's time to release Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was bringing up to Brad, that's a possibility. The only catch is that they'd be double dipping on Freddy versus Jason, but I think they also wouldn't give a shit.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I want to see that. I want those 3 giants with the Scream logo in each spine on my.
What they should do on the Friday the 13th one is have a new interview with Ken Kersinger, who plays Jason, and then on the Nightmare on Elm Street have one with Robert Englund. So when you get them, you at least have different bonus features.
Oh, see, that's how they get you.
Hire me, Scream Factory. I can do this all day long.
They should also have Scream Factory finally do a sweet Star Trek set.
Or Shout,
Or Shout.
Scream Factory might. I mean, they do sci-fi all the time.
Yeah, they never ported like the amazing director's cuts, except for the second one to Blu-ray. So from the DVDs, so it'd be nice to get, especially all those other ones like 5 and 6 remastered. So because 6 looks not great on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and Motion Picture needs to have some updates done on its VFX plates, if possible. I have no idea if that's possible with the condition of that film. But
have you seen the DVD director's cut version? Because I think that's what exactly we were talking about, but they haven't ported it to Blu-ray.
Yeah, no,
so
I've seen
it's been done.
I've seen it before, but the last version that I saw on Blu-ray, which is not the director's cut, is the VFX plates look a little off, and I feel like there's something that they didn't fix that they could have fixed, but I could be wrong because VFX plates are hard to remaster sometimes if you don't have all the elements. So,
well, when we get to what we've been watching, I'll talk about an amazing restoration process.
Hell yeah, you will.
On a Blu-ray that was quite lovely.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the breaking news. We'll go back to our regular news already in progress. Thank you, Ryan.
You got it.
I'm just very happy for you. You'd have no idea how happy I am for you that this has happened.
That they've put out Army of Darkness and Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's like everything about, I mean, I have a lot of Scream Factory Blu-rays, obviously, but they just make stuff for me, and it makes me so happy.
Now you know how I felt when they put out In the Mouth of Madness. I was like, get the fuck out of town.
Yeah.
You got that?
That's my second favorite Carpenter film.
Oh, God. We need to get James to see it, because it's one I think he will genuinely.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, on to regular news. As I was alluding to before our amazing announcement, this sad announcement comes as AMC Theaters it's reaching a new agreement with the debt that it's going to claim to stay afloat through 2021. So under this deal, a group called Silver Lake Group will be purchasing $100 million of first lien notes, adding $600 million in convertible bonds that it already holds with AMC. So basically, they're going to stay afloat for now. What happens going forward will be depending on anything reopening. But yeah, I really hope that they don't tumble.
And here's our weekly reminder to wear your fucking mask so we can get this shit over with.
If Tom Hanks can do it, so can you people.
Yeah.
Do it.
Hanes has a 5-pack of masks, like just black. I'm going to put our logo on.
Nice.
Hey guys, if you're having trouble deciding if you want to wear a mask, just remember Jason Voorhees wears a mask.
That's right.
And if don't be like a psychotic killer, though. Be like a hero. Be Spider-Man and wear your mask.
Spider-Man wears the whole mask.
Yeah, it's not a good analogy because Voorhees kills people when he wears a mask.
I guess my idea for Leatherface is out then. Fine, whatever. Nobody likes my ideas.
I think my mom and I were talking about it, and she said something about how Batman wears a mask, and I'm like, yeah, but it specifically doesn't cover his mouth or nose, or at least his nostrils. So I'm like, no, don't be like Batman. Be like Spider-Man. It covers his entire face.
Everybody should be like Spider-Man.
It's not what I have over my face, but what I do that defines me.
It eventually fits.
You know, it's funny. Speaking of Batman, Corinne, if you'll recall, a couple weeks ago, we lost Joel Schumacher, R.I.P. He made a movie called Batman Forever, and apparently there's a 170-minute cut that is much darker.
I don't know if I can sit through 170 minutes of that movie.
Here's the thing. We already set this world up where we can get the Snyder cut. All bets are off. I want the Schumacher cut. Which, now here's the other key thing is that would Schumacher want it out? I can't find an interview where he says, I want this cut out. So
yeah, you'd have to dig. Like I said, when he passed last week, talking about him, I love that he's really honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, so, those BTS things on the 2 discs of Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, he's very open about what the direction of those films were.
Yeah.
But it seems like Batman Forever is obviously the one he had a little bit more passion within compared to Batman and Robin. And then we'll move on from Batman and Robin to another franchise called Fast and Furious. Seems like Ludacris is hinting that Furious 9 is going to be in fucking space. And I think we've predicted for years that this franchise would go to space, and now it seems like Ludacris is just saying, "Yeah, man, they're going to fucking space." He said, "I will say that."
The one that was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
There've been so many of them, I lost track. I lost count.
Yeah. Just know The Rock's in 5, 6, 7, 8, and Hobbs and Shaw, and that's the only ones you need to worry about.
Yeah. I will say that basically the question come up about how far they could go, would they possibly go to space, and Ludacris responded, "I will say that you are very intuitive because you said something right, but I'm not going to give it away." So not only is Ludacris basically admitting it, but he's teasing us about it. So good on you, Ludacris. Get back to your quarantine zone. Stay safe, Ludacris. We're getting a Chicken Run sequel. I don't know if that was talked about on the last show at all. But apparently the original voice of Ginger, Julia Salaha, I do not know how to pronounce her name, Jesus. But apparently she's being replaced as the voice of Ginger because her voice sounds too old. So another instance of ageism in Hollywood, which is completely unwarranted. It sounds like they're also using that decision to not use Mel Gibson, which, okay, that's a reason. I guess that makes sense. And we'll move on to, there was a movie shot in quarantine by the badass John David Washington of Black Klansman and Tenet fame, or soon-to-be Tenet fame, and Zendaya from Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home. They made a marriage story-style movie in quarantine created by the people who developed the show Euphoria on HBO. So we can look forward to something interesting coming from those two. I would love to see what a movie with big Hollywood stars in quarantine looks like. Yeah. Let's see here. We were pounded with some horrible delays, guys. Amongst other things, Universal is shifting the releases of Candyman and The Forever Purge, which is that's a title that I'm giggling at all the time.
I didn't even know another Purge was coming out till they delayed it.
It's not just a purge, Ryan. It's the Forever Purge. It'll go on forever and ever and ever.
Stay tuned. At some point during Blueberried, I will be watching every single Purge film. I've only seen the first one.
But you have all three.
I have all three.
Okay. Oh wait, actually, there is a fourth one, the first Purge or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Fudge. Well, when it's $5 at Second and Charles, I'll get it. Like the other ones.
I'll be on the lookout. I'll hold you. I'll hold you to that. But the saddest news of these shifting releases is that we're now going to talk about my franchise and how it's disappointing me, whereas Ryan's franchise is amazing him. Halloween Kills is being delayed until 2021, and when I heard this news, I shouted up, "Ah!" But the good news is we got a teaser for Halloween Kills, about 15, 20 seconds, showing the house from Halloween 2018 burning to the ground, and then paramedics and firefighters rushing the opposite way as Laurie and her family are being driven off the other way, and Laurie yelling out, let it burn, and I fucking lost my shit. It sounds great. I can't wait. But yeah, so unfortunately we will have to wait for Candyman and The Forever Purge and Halloween Kills. And then lastly, we got hit with a slew of deaths. As if Carl Reiner's death wasn't enough last week. I'll go through it. We recently found out today that the body of Naya Rivera from Glee has been found. She disappeared after being out with her son on a boat, and her body was found in the Lake Peru near Santa Clarita, California. She's dead at 33. I didn't watch Glee. Does anybody here know what she was? Who she played in Glee?
She's a cheerleader. My wife watched it, but I don't remember anything about her performance. My wife does.
Okay.
I was never a Gleek.
A Gleek. Yeah, that's right. That is a term for that show. But yeah, no, it's still a shame. Like it's very sad.
Yeah.
Apparently, her son was found abandoned as a result of it. Like, and then that's when the search began. But yeah, 33. Miss Rivera will be missed. This came out yesterday, is that Kelly Preston passed away of breast cancer at the age of 57. Kelly Preston, obviously an actress who was in films like Admirer, Space Camp, and Twins. Jerry Maguire.
I love her introduction in Jerry Maguire because when Renee Zellweger meets Tom Cruise as Jerry Maguire, and he's all charming and everything, and she said, "Man, I bet the lady that's married to him is some classy woman." And it immediately quick cuts to her screaming, "Don't stop fucking me." And then after that, she goes, "Don't listen to these guys. You're not a loser." He's like, "Wait a minute. Who said anything about being a loser?" She's amazing in that movie.
Yeah, and she was also in For the Love of the Game, which she's good.
Oh, she's great in that. She's one of those actresses that I love seeing her and stuff, but she should have been in more things.
Yeah.
I don't know if she just decided to spend more time with her family or – which is a legit reason. I know their son passed away.
Yeah, Dakota. Was it Dakota or
something like that?
JetBlue.
But he was only 17 from a seizure, and so then they had another son when she was 48, and so maybe she just decided to spend more time at home, and that's cool too.
Yeah, exactly.
She's always nice. I always loved seeing her in interviews.
Yeah,
she's fun in movies.
Yeah, her husband, by the way, was John Travolta. And one of the last films she was in was John Travolta's gut film, which Brad and Henry and I saw. And, obviously I've had my thoughts on the film, but, she's not bad in it. And frankly, neither is really Travolta. It's just that the film's kind of terribly directed. But
you broke up what film?
Gotti. She was in Gotti. It was the last time she played Gotti's wife in the movie.
She was diagnosed with breast cancer just 2 years ago, man. That's sad.
Yeah, was this news revealed 2 years ago? Because I don't remember hearing about it at all.
I don't remember hearing it at all. In fact, I think she passed away on Saturday or something, and they didn't even announce it for a few days. So I think she kind of kept it under wraps. And she was married to John Travolta for 29 years.
I know. So it's a hell of a marriage, man.
They always seemed happy. So that's a bummer because she seems like such a nice lady.
Yeah,
and Travolta's man.
And Travolta's post on Facebook was very heartfelt. He thanked all the doctors and everybody who was attending her. So, 57. Kelly Preston, you will be missed. I think the first movie I saw her in was The Cat in the Hat, which she's good in that movie. Let's talk about the rest.
Mine definitely was Twins because my dad loves that movie. He used to rent it all the time from Blockbuster.
I haven't watched it in a while. Is it worth rewatching?
It's okay.
Okay. That's good to know. I know they were trying to do triplets for years with Eddie Murphy, and there's a part of me that wants that.
Me too. I'll see anything with Schwarzenegger.
But the last death hit me the hardest. Cue a little bit of desert-ridden music because Ennio Morricone passed away at the age of 91. The legendary composer of the Dollars trilogy. Pretty much the majority of any spaghetti western you ever saw in your life. If you've watched a Quentin Tarantino movie, you've heard Morricone music in it. Doesn't matter. The amount of influence that his work has had on a generation of filmmakers and film lovers can't be understated. I said this when he died is that I think there's only one other composer living right now that has the recognizability when you hear his music that Morricone did, and that'd probably be John Williams, because he literally made music that defined the West for an entire generation. And frankly, you can't go into a Western parody or a Western movie of any type now without feeling some Morricone influence or wanting to go wah, 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 wah. So, but he also did other scores for things like John Carpenter's The Thing. He doesn't not all of his music was used for that film. There was a lot of that Carpenter refashioned into tones, but Morricone's music is in there. Mm-hmm. And he also did the theme and the music for Brian De Palma's The Untouchables, which is a great score.
I think you could put Hans Zimmer in there because every movie uses his bombastic drums now, even if it's not him.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But he's not he hasn't hit legend status yet. Give him time. And then, but yeah, one of the last films that he scored, not the last, but one of the last was The Hateful Eight, which he finally won his competitive Academy Award for. And the first time I heard Morricone's music was in Kill Bill Volumes 1, and then I also I really got into it in Volume 2. And so, yeah, it's nice that Quentin Tarantino was able to pay him back for all the music he used by getting him an Oscar. So yeah, but. Big old bucket of wind for that guy. He will definitely be missed. He changed an entire realm of music for a genre film period. So, And that is news. Unless you have another box set that you're aware of that I'm not aware of.
I've got a retraction.
You got a retraction?
Yeah, I guess there is a Ninja Turtles movie in the works that we didn't talk about.
A movie or a show? Because the show was the one that we.
No, it's a movie. Okay. I mean, it's an animated movie, but it's being produced by. Hey, Seth Rogen. Do you have time to be on our podcast?
Yeah, I can't do his voice at all.
All right, see ya. Thanks for coming by.
Oh my god, I love some turtles.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Not sure how those two things came together, but
okay. Danny McBride made Halloween. You never know. If you're a fan of it, maybe it'll turn out good.
And Chris Rock made a Saw movie. We haven't seen it yet, but he made a Saw movie called Spiral. I just hope Rogan doesn't use one of the turtle shells to smoke out of. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
You know, the
only
good
voice for Michelangelo.
The only thing,
yeah, I guess Michelangelo wouldn't give a shit.
The only thing green missing from these movies is weed. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. I just wanted to mention that because like 2 weeks ago I said like this is bullshit and it's not going to happen. Someone's. I mean, the last Ronin thing I guess is false. You know, being adapted, but even Kevin Eastman said, "Yeah, there's no movie in the works, so cool your jets." And I guess there is one. So what does he know?
Well, that or he couldn't announce it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the information was wrong. There is a movie. It's just the wrong people.
After saying "cool your jets," Kevin Eastman then said, "Don't have a cow, man."
Yeah, that was me. He did not say that. That's me.
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
That would fit him because it's the franchise. Cool. Yeah, that's news.
Blu-rays are coming out next week. What do we got, Zach?
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Obviously nothing new, like in terms of a release from this year. But that does not stop the Blu-ray machine from a-rolling. The Shout Selects is putting out The Missing from 2003.
Shit, I ordered that.
You did? I haven't watched it in a long-ass time, but I remember it being better than I don't know. It felt like it was better than it was anticipated to be every time I read a review for it. But
I've never seen it, but it's part of my Kate watch. So
I have a missing story. I was at a restaurant with my family in New Mexico the year that they were filming that movie, and Ron Howard and his wife were at a table across from us. And my dad was trying to get me to go up and talk to Ron Howard, and my mom said, no, don't do that. Don't bother them at dinner. And then I let Richie Cunningham slip through my fingers, guys.
Way to go.
And that's why one day I will meet Ron Howard and say, do you remember a little boy sitting in the restaurant crying? But yeah, so The Missing. Check it out if you want to see it. Tommy Lee Jones is good in it too. Scream Factory, who we've talked about a bunch on this show already, is putting out The Kiss of the Vampire from 1963, and looks like this looks pretty sexy. It's a lady vampire about to attack a sexy dude. So there you go.
It's an old Hammer film.
That's what I figured with the artwork, because this is consistent with all the other Hammer releases they've been doing.
Which I haven't seen. I've seen some Hammer stuff. I haven't seen it all, but I love some of their titles. I mean, my favorite I got on Warner Archive, it's Taste the Blood of Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I just love those gothic over over-explained titles, because there's also one's called Scream, Dracula Scream.
Yeah.
I love those titles.
Yeah, no, it's just Hammer knew how to extend the Universal series in terms of its audaciousness. And there's a lot of bright ass blood in those movies. It's like Tim Burton really likes using those in his movies. Like that's what Sleepy Hollow pretty much is a Hammer movie.
Oh yeah, that's 100% a Hammer film.
Yeah, and Sweeney Todd to a certain extent, although obviously it's other things. But Criterion's got a bunch of stuff coming out. The biggest of which, obviously, is Bruce Lee, his greatest hits. This is a collection, and Shout had Bruce Lee titles for the longest time. But you will be able to get The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death. Game of Death 2. Yeah, oh no, it's just Game of Death. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting 5 Bruce Lee classics. Enter the Dragon being on Criterion is something that probably should have happened on its own merits, not even just a collection. So, but I'm glad that they're putting that out. Preston Sturges movie called The Lady Eve with Barbara Stanwyck and Henry Fonda from 1941 is coming out. I've never seen this. Ryan, have you seen this?
No, I like Preston Sturges a lot, though. He did Sullivan's Travels, which is a great movie.
Yep, and inspired a movie that we reviewed a few weeks ago. And it's the Preston Sturges legacy lives on. Paramount is re-releasing Clueless in a 25th anniversary edition. This is part of their is this part of their Paramount Classics thing, or is this something completely different, Ryan?
I have no idea.
No, that's interesting. Well, yeah, I haven't seen Clueless in a long-ass time. So, yeah, thank you for quoting Clueless. That's also the movie where Paul Rudd became Paul Rudd, because in another movie that year, he was credited as Paul Stephen Rudd. Does anybody know what that movie was?
Mac and Me. No, I don't know.
Nope. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Ryan. See?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. He did play Tommy Doyle that one time. And then it looks like Kino Lorber is putting out a lot of comedies. They are putting out Paleface with Bob Hope and Jane Russell, which is a good movie. It has gives us the Academy Award-winning song "Buttons and Bows," and W.C. Fields' film "Never Give a Sucker an Even Break," which I hope this is the first of many, because I would like "You Can't Cheat an Honest Man" on Blu-ray, because that features W.C. Fields fighting with Charlie McCarthy, the dummy. And I lied. There is a new release coming out. The movie that saved movie theaters, or at least drive-ins, Bloodshot, is coming to 4K. So you don't have to go to the drive-in, guys. Now you can just get it at home. And then, looks like that is it.
Cool. We watch movies throughout the week, and what we've been watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
And like always, my Brady Bunch checkered board up here has Corinne at the top. Corinne, what did you watch this week?
So this last weekend, I actually went home to see my family and watch.
That's not a movie.
Watch some stuff with them. So
Snuff films?
What?
Snuff films? Sorry, what? The connection's really bad.
No. So my dad, for his birthday, wanted me to get Ford v Ferrari because he didn't get around to seeing it in the theaters.
Nice.
So he's like, I won't watch it until you're home next time. So he waited like 4 or 5 months to watch it with me. So we finally got to sit down and watch Ford v Ferrari. And he really enjoyed it. But he was like, damn, I wish I'd have seen it in the theater. And I'm like, yeah, it was pretty great to see in the theater.
That sound design, it can't be replicated at home. It's a shame.
It is. I still feel like it's a long movie. And I do feel like that first act is a little jumbled in terms of, like, it feels more like the ensemble piece that they wrote it to be initially. But it really picks up more in, like, the second and third act. Like, once... Carroll Shelby is kind of forming his team and you get introduced to like Ken Miles and he comes aboard and he starts driving the car. I think that's when it really picks up momentum. I get like, you have to do the whole first part because you're setting up the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari. And my dad loved the scene where Henry Ford II hears about what Enzo Ferrari said about him. And he's like, we're going to, bury that guy 10 feet under the asphalt at Le Mans or something. And
he said a racist term too, but yeah.
Yeah, he did. And I was like, I've never heard that word before, but I'm like, it sounds bad.
Yeah, watch the Godfather movies. Comes up a bit.
Godfather movies, watch a Scorsese movie. It's all over the place.
But yeah, he also called you fat, sir.
So it's a great movie, though. Love it.
It's the ultimate dad movie these days.
It is. And I think this was like the second time I'd seen it. So knowing, because like the first time I watched it, I did not know what happened to Ken Miles at the end. Like I didn't know that he died in real life. Spoilers for history, everyone. So
that was
like
35 years ago.
Watching it the second time and kind of, especially that scene where he gets into the accident when he's test driving the car before Le Mans. And they pull him out and he's like got the fire retardant suit on and that guy talks to his son about, like, you know, this time, like, he got out, so he was okay. And, you know, you can see, like, his son has, like, some anxiety from that, that he asks about, like, the brakes on the car, and he keeps saying something about, like, he got out this time, and, you know, at the end, it just makes it all the more heartbreaking when Ken Miles dies.
Did you know in real life he did get out because he was ejected from the car? So the movie took liberties with that.
We're talking about...
Well, I guess we didn't need to see him ejected from the car.
Yeah, the movie, it makes it seem like he died like on fire in the car, but in real life, I looked it up, he was thrown from the car because the car disintegrated. So...
Well, we don't see it. We see, like, the shot of him in the car. He's driving, the brakes fail or something.
Right.
And then you cut to a wide, like, a really long distance shot of just, like, you see a car, like, turning, and then, like, boom, it smashes into a hill, and then, like, fire, you know.
Yeah,
you don't see any of the crash. You don't see him get ejected or anything like that. So we don't know exactly how he died.
Well, the movie, with the whole
crash.
setup from the first crash is, you know, they're kind of saying, like, you know, what's his name? Matt Damon's number 2. He's like, you know, sometimes they don't make it out. So it kind of, you know, they're setting up that he gets trapped in the car with that. Thematically.
That scene where he's describing it to his kid is just fucking heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Oh,
so walking away from the movie, I'm like, oh, yeah, he got stuck in the car. That's why he died. But in reality, that didn't happen. So I get it thematically, but
that movie got 10 times better for me the second time I saw it in theaters. It's a movie that I think is designed to grow on you more and more each time you watch it.
So, really good movie.
Yeah.
I also got to watch a couple of episodes of Community with my mom, which I've never seen Community before. And it's, I liked it. Like, I mean, so we watched a couple, she had been watching, like, I guess the first half of season 1. And so we watched a couple of episodes that were at the end of season 1. So I don't really have a lot of context for the show, but I was like, it's a sitcom. Like, the whole point is that you just kind of stumble upon an episode and you just kind of pick it up based on, like, character archetypes and stuff. And you're like, this one's the dumb one. This one's the one who, like, is super rude all the time. And this is, like, the sassy lady, or, you know, whatever it is. But it was pretty fun. I think, was it the second episode it was the second episode we watched, was the one with the paintball war, if you're familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's about, like, priority registration, and it turns into, like, an action movie. It was really fun.
Those episodes,
directed by the Russo brothers.
Yeah, those season finale episodes get 10 times more intense action-wise the more they go on with them.
Yeah, there's a whole, like, Dawn of the Dead one. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I still think that the Fort one is one of my favorite.
It's brilliant.
It's so goofy.
Don't tell me I just saw those 2 episodes, so I haven't watched the rest of the show yet.
I haven't spoiled anything for you, don't worry.
Okay. Because I think I will start watching it now. It had been on my Netflix queue, and then, like, I don't know, started rewatching Parks and Rec and got distracted with other things. But now I'm like, all right, now that I've seen Community and I kind of get the premise, I'm even more invested. So I want to start watching it now.
Good stuff.
My mom and I hadn't seen this movie since I was really little, but we watched The Adventures in Babysitting.
Love that movie.
And it was
kind of that movie.
Yeah.
Who? Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, is watching it now, so the boyfriend comes to her at the very beginning of the movie, and I heard his voice, and I was like, I think that's Bradley Whitford, but he's so young, I didn't recognize him that well. I was like, I think it's Bradley Whitford. I look it up, sure enough, it's Bradley Whitford. And then I'm looking at the cast list, and it says Vincent D'Onofrio's in the movie. And I'm like, okay. So I just kept waiting for Vincent D'Onofrio to show up. And he's the guy who is, like, he's in the garage and the little kid thinks he's Thor. But it totally doesn't look like him at all. So afterward, I was like, what character was he? Oh, he was the guy who played oh, really? Okay. He just didn't look like him at all. Other than, I guess, he was just really buff. But that was, like, the whole point. But, oh my gosh, that movie, Whew, that is like Anxiety, the movie right there. You guys were talking about watching Uncut Gems, and I'm like, I don't need to watch Uncut Gems now. I watched Adventures in Babysitting, you guys. Just like
what an unusual analogy, but okay.
Everything that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, of course, like the stupid best friend goes down to the bus station. She's like, I spent all my money for the cab right here. And I'm like, really? You didn't take extra money with you?
And then she turns and says, this is how I win.
Wait, that gives you anxiety, Corinne? Don't watch Uncut Gems.
Well, it was just like so much of this would be solved by either, number one, people being like not stupid, or number two, modern technology. Because, of course, the big thing that happens at the very beginning of the movie is that the main characters are driving to the bus station in the station wagon. The station wagon blows a tire on the side of the interstate, so they have to pull over. And of course, they're like, they don't have money, they don't have any kind of cell phone or anything, so they're just like at the mercy of this guy who pulls up with a tow truck. And I'm like, yeah, see, so like all this would have been solved if you just had a cell phone. But of course, this is in the 80s, so they don't have cell phones. But
86, I believe.
Yep.
I think it's 87. 87, whatever. It's late 80s, so they don't have cell phones. And it's just like anything that can go wrong does go wrong. It's like the guy who gives, like the tow truck guy who gives them a ride has to like deviate to go break up his wife's affair, and he like shoots at them and the car gets busted up, and then they have to like run away, and then they get caught in a carjacking, and then they get like almost killed by some criminal. It is insane. It's just like, oh my gosh, when can these kids just like not almost die every 5 minutes?
It is 87. It's my seventh favorite film, as heard on Real Nerds podcast, Film Explosion, 1987.
Yeah, and Corinne, if you want to see if it's updated at all in any form or fashion with that tech, you can watch the Disney Channel version that was released in 2016.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't Netflix going to do a TV series about it or something?
They say they're going to do a lot of things, so I just don't listen to them anymore until I see it on my screen.
I love the Drew Struzan poster, and I had the biggest crush on Elizabeth Shue when I was younger. I wanted her to be my babysitter so bad.
You and every dude in this movie, which was another thing that was unsettling, is that she's 17, and she goes to the college party, and the college guys are hitting on her, and I'm like, oof, this is a little creepy, you guys.
Well, I mean, how old's a college guy, 20?
Even so, every guy in the movie pervs out on her. It's like a major plot point. It's like that's why the tow truck guy even like gives him a ride in the first place, is because he thinks she's cute.
She is cute.
Yeah, she is, but I mean, it's like a plot point. None of this would have happened if she wasn't hot.
True. I mean, people just drive by her, flip her off.
Pretty much.
Hey, Ryan, remember that time we were in San Diego and we were just minding our own business, walking down the street, and those guys threw that soda at us?
I do remember that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so Brad and I were on our way to the convention center, just walking down the street, minding our own business. And some dudes drove by us and threw a soda bottle at us.
They didn't yell nerd or anything?
No, they said, you guys are too hot to be in San Diego. So they threw...
We're intimidated by you, too, because you're so awesome.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think that's what happened.
Your beauty outshines ours!
We're jealous you got to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
Are you guys in costumes?
No.
That would have been even better if you were not.
Your costume is ruined forever, you guys. They threw a bunch of orange soda on it.
Is that your impression of Brad?
I don't know who the hell I was going to be an impression of. So the last thing I watched this week was, so I've said before that obviously you all know I'm a big Jane Austen fan, but the one book of hers I haven't read is Northanger Abbey, because it's the first one she wrote, and it's kind of rough reading because, you know, she's just trying to find her voice as a writer, and she's just starting out. So I decided, since I was driving back and I had lots of time to kill, I would start listening to the audiobook version of it. So I got about a third of the way through so far, and I got home last night, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch the Jane Austen book club now, because it's I mean, like the sequence where they talk about Northanger Abbey is one of the more memorable parts of the movie, I think. Because so Northanger Abbey is a house in the novel. Northanger Abbey is a house that has like a lot of atmosphere and is like not like haunted necessarily, but it just like plays on the imagination of the heroine, and so a lot of things happen from that. So when in the movie, the Jane Austen Book Club, they review Northanger Abbey, Grigg, the guy in the book club, is hosting it at his house, and he kind of turns it into this like haunted house sort of thing whenever the other characters walk in and they get all freaked out. So it's kind of fun. And it's also very interesting to watch a movie in which the characters are commenting on Jane Austen novels. So as a big Jane Austen nerd, I just kind of appreciate that it's like a movie that's commenting on books that I love.
When I watch Pride and Prejudice this week, should I watch that after it and maybe I'll understand it, or is it something that?
I mean, you could, I guess. They didn't spend a lot of time on Pride and Prejudice. I really think that they kind of knew which of Jane Austen's books were the most popular, so they kind of spend less time on Pride and Prejudice just because more people are familiar with it, and they spend more time on like Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park, Emma. Although Emma's actually, I'd say Emma's one of the more well-known ones just because of Clueless. Mm-hmm. Even if people don't know Clueless is an adaptation of Emma, they know the story. They know like the premise of it. Like if they heard the premise of Emma, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's the premise. Like that's Clueless. Like duh."
You told me that a couple like weeks ago, and I was blown away. I was like, no way.
Yeah, Clueless, hot take for you. Clueless is the best Emma adaptation that doesn't have Jeremy Northam in it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Zach, what'd you watch this week?
Oh, fine. I guess I'm done talking about Jane Austen Book Club, but then I see how it is, Ryan.
Aww.
I will say the ending of that movie is pretty lame. I don't know. It just wraps up a little too neatly. Like all of a sudden, all their problems are immediately resolved.
Emily Blunt's in it, so it's great.
Yeah, she does a good job. Although, yeah, her character's problematic.
Why is her character problematic? Refresh me. I haven't seen it in a while.
She's a teacher who falls in love with one of her students.
Oh, yeah.
And almost has sex with him.
Yeah, don't watch Notes on a Scandal.
Okay, I won't. Wasn't planning to.
Here I am!
Kate Blanchett's great in it, but she fucks her 15-year-old student.
Yeah. And then she loses it on the lawn.
So, Jane Austen Book Club is fine. It's got its good moments and it's bad.
Like all Jane Austen stuff. Zach?
I watched everything that ever existed this week. So buckle up. No, I wasn't here last week, so I didn't even get to talk about my Carl Reiner stories, you jerks.
Stop being a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, his obviously 98. He was gonna go at some point anyway. But like I rewatched a lot of the 2,000-year-old man bits that I could find on YouTube and on my Mel Brooks collection that I own, and just watching Reiner perform as that straight man for that routine, that all those years, and listening to those albums in high school, like he was one of the greatest like straight men and setup for a comic delivery that ever existed. Like one of his best moments of genius was just presenting issues to Mel Brooks to then be able to come up with a comedic response. And the fact that he was able to play out that banter and play it straight, like he was a master at that. And I rewatched some episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show, and just I was trying to find specifically a lot of stuff from the first season where he was the sole writer of that season before he brought people into the writers' room, and just the charm of Rob Petrie has no boundaries or limits, obviously, as you and as Brian and Brad are totally aware of. But I fall in love with the show, and I was saying like I'm going to keep watching it, and then Prime took it off, so I'm going to bite the financial bullet and pick up the box set on Amazon if it's still available. I should have done that years ago, but I haven't. And then within the Carl Reiner realm, I actually have an incomplete set of Your Show of Shows compilations, which are basically the Your Show of Shows doesn't have anything fully complete that is presentable, but they have a lot of sketches, and this particular set has the sketches and then interviews before and after the fact. And I watched two that were very that featured Reiner, and one of which was very famous, which is the From Here to Eternity sketch that they did on Your Show of Shows. And hearing Reiner and all the other writers talk about the brilliance of that sketch, and what the key part of it is that they do the beach scene from Here to Eternity, and the joke of it is that the water keeps hitting them and interrupting their conversation as they're trying to profess their love to each other. And when you're watching it, it is incredible that Imogene Coca breaks up, but and is like almost starting to on the verge of laughing, but Sid Caesar just holds it. Like, he doesn't break character no matter what. Like, there's a reason why Reiner and Brooks and all these guys say that Sid Caesar was a master at his profession. And I also rewatched the documentary If You're Not in the Obit, Eat Breakfast, which Reiner developed as a basically a documentary about getting old and what you could still do in your old age. And it features people like Brooks, Norman Lear, Dick Van Dyke is in it with his wife, and they talk about how their relationship blossomed. And you also have people like Tony Bennett in there singing the theme song for it, which is The Best Is Yet to Come. So yeah, it's a great documentary that's on HBO Max. If you want to check it out, I would. It's not like, obviously it's not the ultimate representation of who Carl Reiner is, but it is a great reminder of how much he was still active up till the end. So yeah, that was fun visiting that memory lane. I'm going to rewatch Oh God and The Jerk this week too, because Oh God was the first of his films I ever saw. But yeah, that's my tribute to Carl Reiner there. I rewatched a lot of Marx Brothers movies. I rewatched Horse Feathers and Duck Soup. I listened to the commentary on Duck Soup with Leonard Maltin and Robert Bader, and it's one of the most entertaining commentaries I've ever heard for a Marx Brothers movie, because it's Leonard. They're both big super fans, and they get into super debates with each other over certain legitimacies of the production of that film. So it's a little fun to listen to. It's all friendly jabs and whatnot, which actually inspired me to pick up a book called Four of the Three Musketeers by Robert Bader. It's about their stage career, so I'm excited to read that. I rewatched Ed Wood. Ed Wood's a masterpiece. It's Tim Burton's best movie. That's pretty much the bar none. I mean, like, it's to me, it's his best movie. I know there's like Pee-wee, yeah, and I still have a torch for Big Fish and Big Eyes and Sleepy Hollow, but Ed Wood is just so incredible. Rewatching it, it's astounding to me that Johnny Depp, because of how good he is in that movie, was not recognized by any awards body. Like, it is. I think now we would recognize him for it, but like at the time, it must have seemed way too quirky. Like, even for him, like having come off of Edward Scissorhands, but it is like one of his best performances in a movie, hands down. And Martin Landau is an eternal genius as Bela Lugosi. Like, that the makeup job still works on Blu-ray. It's incredible. I watched Jason X, but unfortunately I wasn't able to be on last week. That movie's still goofy as all hell and still a hell of a lot of fun. It's just Jason in space, and that's all I needed out of that movie when I first saw it. Getting it from the library, if you can, it's interesting to have that along with two other classic movies checking out from the library. The only thing I'll point out in Jason X is that we only have 4 more years of hockey left, guys. So we better enjoy it while it lasts, guys. And also, DVDs that are dug up amidst the rubble of this dystopic future aren't worth any money in the future, guys. So all the collecting we've been doing won't make any difference. It will to us, but it won't be any monetary value. And then I sat down and rewatched Psycho to talk to mainly capture the things that Alma Revel contributed to it, and I'll talk more about that on Shamley Silhouette. But I was turning the sound on and off throughout the movie to try to see how the music would affect or not affect the scene, and like it's the one instance where I'm like, yeah, like Hitchcock was wrong to try to take some of this score out of certain sections of the movie. So thankfully that did not happen. And then I rewatched the movie Murder, which has screenplay credit by Alma Revel, and man, I sent a link to Ryan, but Herbert Marshall, the fucking badass, if you read about him. This guy lost a leg during World War I, acted in several movies, and then helped to rehabilitate soldiers during World War II. This motherfucker was a legend. And so I might do some deep diving into Herbert Marshall soon. And I rewatched Marnie for the Marnie episode of Shamley, and Jesus, like that's it. I think I'm still not sure if that's the best, if that's the most insane or just the worst performance Sean Connery's ever given. I think it depends on how you watch that movie. But I will say this: it's one of the only villains he's ever gotten to play, and it's a very fascinating situation with Marnie. And then the last thing that I watched was just a bunch of Dick Cavett episodes, and specifically Groucho Marx interviews. And one of the best of those to watch, if you can get it on the Shout TV section of Prime, is Groucho's on it for the first half, and then they bring in Jim Fowler, who's one of those nature guys who brings out an animal, and they bring out a sloth, and then they bring out Truman Capote, and in the middle of the interview, Groucho Marx proposes marriage to Truman Capote, and of course Truman Capote rejects it. But I was digging into some old interviews with Cavett, and he said that there's a piece of that interview that they had to cut, and it no longer exists. But that apparently Groucho Marx in the episode is wearing a golf cap with 3 little golf balls dressed as snowmen on top of his head. It's just something he wore. No real explanation for it. And when he proposed marriage to Truman Capote, apparently what Capote responded was, "I can't marry a man who has 3 balls on his head." So I got a little giggle out of that. But yeah, and then that's all I watched this week, guys.
Brad?
Yeah, I haven't watched much of anything this past week. I have forgotten to talk about a few things in the past week, so I'll start with Floor is Lava on Netflix. If people have been watching Floor is Lava, just me.
No, Kellen's watching it. It's stupid.
It is stupid. The host seems famous from other things, but I've never heard of him before. The show makes him out to be.
Yeah, I don't know who it is either.
Yeah, like a Mark Summers level guy, but like I've never heard of him before. The contestants are stupid, and pretty annoying. They're all, embrace their cliches. But I think the courses are fun. Like their production design and their heated fluorescent lava is pretty sweet. Like it's a show that I wish I was on more than I like watching it, because it'd be fun just to do the obstacle course.
I used to think about that as Double Dare when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Or Hidden Temple.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's cool. It's a great thing to throw in the background when you're working. You don't have to pay attention to a narrative. You just have to listen to like stupid puns of how people fall into the lava.
Yeah.
And it is pretty funny, like watching like the army training guys stumble around through it and fail, whereas like a bunch of nerds from just high school managed to get across. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. The better thing I watched is they brought back Unsolved Mysteries as a 6-episode and series. Yeah, 6-episode series. Obviously, Robert Stack was not able to join, but I think despite his absence, it's still a really creepy show. They retooled the theme song, the iconic theme song. It's less synthy and more organic. Still super creepy. Most disturbing theme song I think I've ever heard in my life.
If I ever rebooted Unsolved Mysteries, any missing person one, I'd always end it with Robert Stack from Basketball, where he says, "We still have no fucking idea where this guy's."
Someone should just cut that together and put it on YouTube.
A young man, his whole life in front of him, disappears. A familiar story, yes, but this is no ordinary Joe. Joseph R. Cooper, perhaps the most loved sports figure in the country, vanished. According to Mrs. Elsie Melcher, a neighbor who asked not to be identified, Joe Cooper left his house 2 weeks ago. According to Angelique Bones, a nosy bitch who lives up the street, he took with him only a toothbrush, a wallet, a steamer trunk, and a plane ticket to Calcutta. Police theorize several possible scenarios of what happened with a man affectionately known to the world as Coop.
Well, I don't know where the hell he is. For all I care, he could be hanging by his neck in his fucking closet.
Scenario number 1. He's hanging by his neck in his fucking closet. The night before his disappearance, Coop's girlfriend had paid him a visit. According to friends, they had quarreled.
If you're looking for Joe Cooper, I suggest you look wherever you find the most heinous, blatant, and vile exploitation of children on the planet.
Scenario number 2. Coop went to Disney World.
The first one starts with is a kind of a whodunit. A guy falls through the ceiling of a hotel, and there's no clear reason how that happened. There's another one that is entirely in subtitles because all the interviewees are French, I think. So yeah, there's this patriarch who murders his entire family and then just disappears into the countryside. Another one is a hairdresser gets abducted from her salon. There's one with UFOs. A bunch of people in the English countryside, I think it was. No, they weren't British. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of different accounts of the same event. This one evening about this UFO and that's zipped around a bunch of different locations, and and then there's a hate crime in the South. An African American gentleman goes to party and then gets is found in a creek later. So I wish there was more. They're really compelling, and I think they're almost an hour long each. So pretty awesome. Not awesome that they're unsolved. I hope.
Show's well done.
But maybe you can help solve the mystery.
Yeah, I want to solve the mystery. I've rewatched them a couple times, being what evidence can I put together that might help solve this? But yeah, the first one with the guy falling through the roof of the hotel is probably the most perplexing. Just because where he landed compared to where you could jump from, and why. And then there's notes under his desk from the Freemasons that they can't decipher. They might be code. Yeah, it's pretty insane. And then I got South Park season 23 on DVD, and it's more of the same. I'm really kind of over the whole Integrity Farms bit. I think it's been running for 3 seasons straight. The whole weed growing thing is just okay, we get it. Stan's dad is really into his weed farm.
Randy Marsh, the unsung character of South Park.
Yeah. And then I also rewatched for the first time since the theater Ghost in the Shell, the remake, which is kind of pretty much unnecessary because they don't really story-wise do anything different. But I think the CGI of some of the cyborgs and androids is pretty sweet, especially in that opening scene where she busts into the gang's dinner party, and they have those servant bots that turn into assassins and take people hostage. They're actually really convincing. So
another one that will appear later on Blueberried. Don't know where, but because I jumbled them all up, so I just randomly picked the next one that's on my shelf.
Did you get that one because you like it, or
I got it because
Sorry, Brad.
I was asking Ryan. Yeah.
Sorry.
The Steelbook was cool, and I thought what Brad said, the opening scene's pretty awesome. Okay. I don't remember much else from it, though.
Yeah, it pretty much plays out like the anime, just live action. But they do more of they turn the story more into a, who was I before I was the major,
Yeah.
Which is different from the anime where it's really, she never really questions her identity in the anime. So, it's that appealing to American audiences by having the self as the hero and trying to explore the self.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also more with the villain. I don't think he's a physical person in the anime like he is in this live action version. So they figured American audiences need to see someone actually on screen instead of the fabled internet bad guy. So, but yeah, I bought it too because the Steelbook was awesome.
Yeah, the Steelbook's awesome.
So, yeah, that's all I watched.
Just a few things. Scoob! ! Is streaming on HBO Max. Okay. And Henry warned us about this film, and I said, you know what? Kellen likes Scooby-Doo. Let's watch it. So I'm watching it, and the first 10 minutes is pretty great. It's when Shaggy and Scooby meet, and it's kind of funny. And then all the other mystery gang, they solve an actual mystery with a haunted house and the dude wearing a ghost mask. And I go, okay. And then it goes way off its rocker. And it is about Scooby being able to open up the doorway to hell. And it's like a Hanna-Barbera All-Stars where they have a bunch of other characters from their stable show up. And it's all over the place. And I don't know. It's bad. So I gave it 1 star because the opening's really fun. And then it's about another 70 minutes of just crap. And it's not funny. And I asked Laura because I couldn't remember. Scooby-Doo doesn't vocalize that often, right?
No, he's kind of scattered with it.
Yeah, he'll say "ruh-roh, Raggy," and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
In this one, he gives dissertations and Shakespeare sonnets. It's really not really, but I'm just saying that's how it feels because he says complete sentences. It's really bizarre.
Even the live-action Scooby-Doo, he doesn't talk that much.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on which show you're watching, because the original Scooby-Doo, I think, was very much where he was not very talkative. He would have a couple of phrases maybe every episode, but I think as you went on and you did I forget what, the Adventures of Scooby-Doo, or, whenever they'd team up with, Batman or whatever, that's when he got to be more talkative.
Scooby-Doo All-Stars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd have to ask. I mean, Henry actually loves Scooby-Doo, so I'd have to ask him because he's definitive. And even Kellen didn't like it that much. So, I mean, that says something. It doesn't even appeal to the kid. But a movie he did like, and I had no idea that he loved this movie. My mom showed him Underdog, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And we went to Walmart, and I'm going through the $5 Blu-ray section like I always do. I picked up Sylvester Stallone's Lockup, which I've never seen, so she didn't watch that.
That's a good one.
But Kellen says, Daddy, Underdog. And so Underdog was there for $5. I was like, whatever. I've watched it 5 times this week. And
at least Jason Lee's the voice of Underdog.
Yeah,
it's worth for it.
It's not a bad movie. It's just not good. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. It exists and it's harmless and
passable.
Yeah, I mean, Kellen loves it because Underdog flies and he, hey, Kellen, come here real fast. I need you to come here. Come here. I need you to tell me about Underdog. Can you say it on my podcast? Oh, he's busy playing a video game, so he doesn't give a shit. But he likes the part.
I love one time you want him to be on the show. He's like, nah, I don't want to. But then, you don't need him anymore. That's when he'll come over.
Talk to my agent, and I'll fit you in later.
I did have to correct him on Peter Dinklage being a little person because Kellen called him a baby man. And so I had to tell him that sometimes people are just different. They're the same. He's just a small person. But he loves it. He likes it because Peter Dinklage is actually pretty fun. He's a bad guy and he really chews the scenery. So it's fun. Jason Lee's good as Underdog. The movie's it's basically going from scene to scene of, this is a scene where Underdog learns how to sit. This is the scene where you can understand what Underdog is saying. It's whatever.
I think Dinklage plays Simon Bar Sinister in that movie.
So yeah, I've seen it 5 times. It's there.
Did you watch the cartoon growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
The cartoon. I'll tease a couple things. I have watched 4 episodes of Pride and Prejudice. I will give my whole review hopefully next week. But just so you know, it's taken me 2 weeks to watch 4 episodes. Oh shit!
Sorry, I'm sharing Ryan a Top Gun Maverick version of a Transformer.
Fucking A!
Pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
Just found a Transformer.
They're doing one for the DeLorean too.
Oh, sweet. He transforms to his helmet.
So this is what happens when Bumblebee fails expectations. They start aping on other movies.
Oh, it's $80. Fuck.
Never mind.
We'll see. Maybe it'll show up at Walmart for cheaper. So
It'll
yeah,
be metal.
I'm almost done with Pride and Prejudice. I think it's 6 episodes, right, Corinne? So I'm almost done with that. I also watched Under Capricorn for Zach's podcast.
Hell yeah.
Because Zach and I are going to be exploring the wonderful work and the wonderful Ingrid Bergman. It's another excuse for me to watch a Cary Grant movie, so I'm always down.
Yep. You actually get, because you get to watch Notorious again, and then you get to see some Gregory Peck with some Spellbound. So
yep. Very young Gregory Peck.
Oh yeah, skinny.
I watched My Spy, which you can watch on Prime, I think it is.
Yep.
And that's the Dave Bautista movie where he's a CIA agent and the little girl catches him, and it's surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
It's like a fun movie. I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's definitely better than Scoob. And like Dave Bautista is really funny in it. And you actually care about, the little girl and her mom and what they're going through. And it's way better than I thought it was going to be.
Surprisingly violent though, right? For its rating.
Yeah, that's pretty violent. I mean, the dude falls off the cliff at the end. At least they don't piss on him like MacGruber, but I mean,
yeah. I forgot to mention last time that when I talked about seeing it, that it's a lot like Kindergarten Cop without the kindergarten.
Yeah,
because he's the daughter, the kid's trying to set him up with his mom.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's it's a big guy trying to be this caring person, and he's not.
Yeah,
but yeah, Dave Bautista's really funny in it. It has some fun moments, and Kristen Schaal, I really like her as the analyst. So yeah, it was way better than I thought it was. So that's off to Brad for giving me that recommendation. And the last thing I watched this week, which I'm working currently on a Blue Buried review because the Blu-ray is packed with stuff, is My Fair Lady is the 50th anniversary Blu-ray, which if you haven't seen My Fair Lady, I don't know what to say to you, but I don't know if it's the greatest Hollywood musical, but it's pretty close. I'm more of a Mary Poppins kind of person, but My Fair Lady is great. If you know the story, it's based. I mean, how do you not know the story? So Audrey Hepburn is Eliza, and she has this really big Cockney accent. Rex Harrison is some phonetic professor, or it's his expertise. Here's her talking, and he promises he can make her speak proper English with another one of his friends, and they won't be able to tell the difference between a flower girl and a duchess. And so the whole setup is funny. If you've seen Family Guy, they do a really long parody of it where Stewie tries to get a girl from his preschool to speak proper English, or as Rex Harrison calls English. And it's such a funny movie. Audrey Hepburn is so great in it. She's one of those people when you watch her, you just you instantly fall in love with her, whether it's Charade, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Funny Face, My Fair Lady. She's just one of those people that you absolutely adore. So yeah, and it's funny because I love Family Guy so much, and if I close my eyes while Rex Harrison's talking, all I hear is Stewie, because Seth MacFarlane's cadence and his way he speaks when he says, "By George, she's got it. By George, she's got it," is spot on. But the movie's great. The Blu-ray, I don't know, Corinne, do you have the 50th anniversary Blu-ray?
I have a Blu-ray version of it. I don't know if it's the 50th anniversary.
Is it the really fancy Neo case where it's heavy and kind of metallic?
I don't think so.
So you have a good version of it. But on the 50th anniversary, they went back and restored it again. And there's a great special feature on it called The Making of My Fair Lady, Then and Now. And they talk about how they made the film, and then they talk about the process of restoring it, because the film was almost lost. And they had to go all over the world to find elements of the film. Oh yeah, you have the standard Blu-ray case of the 50th anniversary. So I was telling the guys, there's a great documentary about how they restored it. And how the restoration cost $6 million because the film was in such bad shape, and it was 70 millimeter. they had to go back in and do it all again. And there's also a little Easter egg in it. They restored Audrey Hepburn's vocals for Loverly. So the original one is Marnie Nixon, who actually also dubbed for Natalie Wood. There's another big actress she dubbed for. But it's a really great documentary because they talk about how Audrey Hepburn was really upset that they wouldn't. That's the only song that she wanted to use her vocals on, because she understood that she can sing, but she doesn't sing as well. But that's the one she really wanted to.
Some of her vocals in Just You Wait and Reagan's.
Yeah. So her vocals for Just You Wait.
Song, that's her.
In the restoration, the guy who's doing the soundtrack talks about that. It's like when it's almost the speaking vocals is all Audrey Hepburn, but they went back and they re-put her vocals in for Isn't It Loverly, and she's actually pretty good in that. So, and that's a great song. I love her dad in it, even though he kind of turns into a putz at the end. Kind of getting rid of her. And I also don't like that she shows up at Rex Harrison's house at the end. I'm like, that guy treated you so bad. He's kind of an asshole throughout the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
But the movie is fantastic.
They changed that from the original Pygmalion stage play. The ending of Pygmalion is very different.
Like, how's the ending of the original play? I don't even know.
She actually does end up with Freddie. She marries Freddie. And they have some kind of get together at the end where she's just like, "Hey, here I am. I'm my own woman." And
that makes more sense.
If you watch the film adaptation of Pygmalion with Leslie Howard, they changed the ending in that. And so I think that's where My Fair Lady got it from, because they have the same ending where she goes back to him at the end.
Well, you're probably right, but I also throw in that a lot of times in Hollywood at that time, they would purposely give the Hollywood ending. And that's why a lot of films from like the 30s to the 60s, I think, end abruptly, because it's basically, we got to get them together. And because he's awful to her throughout the whole film. I mean, Rex Harrison's great in it.
I mean, he's a man. He really is. Like, he has no concern for other people. He's so self-absorbed. And he's a giant prick to her and everyone. Yeah.
So. But I mean, the costumes and so the 50th anniversary was sourced at 8K, then they scanned it in 4K, and it looks like it was shot yesterday. It's amazing. George Cukor is an amazing director. Just like the little things where that Freddie is singing on the street about his feet not touching the ground, and he has the flowers in the foreground, and then he has the actor in between. And the colors, it's stunning. You should, I think you can get it for like $17 or something, and it's probably a Blu-ray. I think everybody should own. It's that good because I mean they redid the sound, and even like I said, the documentary is so great, talking about restoring it, and then it also makes you sad, like, they've almost lost this film, a film that's one of the most awarded films ever. And one of the most loved films of all time is almost lost. And what's cool about the restoration is on the documentary, they show you the restoration they did, but it's for a DVD. And so they redid it again for the 50th anniversary. And just watching the DVD to the Blu-ray is unbelievable. So pick up My Fair Lady.
That was a passion project for Jack Warner. He was because he was I don't remember the full story, but it had to do with him leaving the studio and wanting to produce stuff on his own. And this is the only time
$5 million for it.
Yep, and this was the only time he won an Oscar legitimately instead of just accepting Hal Wallace's for Casablanca. It's a great film. Actually, Brian, if you like George Cukor, I would love to know what you think of his version of David Copperfield from 35.
Yeah, I was looking at his filmography. There's a couple films. I mean, obviously, I love the Philadelphia Story, but he has a couple other films.
Yeah, Dinner at 8 is a good one. I don't know if The Women holds up, but I remember liking it when I saw it.
That's quite a pronounced eye roll, Corinne. Why do you not like the Philadelphia Story? It's awesome.
Because it's a shitty non-musical version of High Society, which is much better.
Wait, hold on a minute. hold on. High Society is fine.
Does the story have Louis Armstrong in it? No, it doesn't. So therefore,
that's fair. But Ryan, take it away.
Everything out.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of which, there's a funny Cary Grant story on the making of My Fair Lady, where the son of Stanley Holloway, who played Alfred Doolittle, says they offered the part of Harrison to Cary Grant. And Cary Grant told Jack Warner, not only will I not do it, but if you don't cast Rex Harrison in the role, then I will never make another picture for Warner Brothers.
And then he dropped his mic and left the room.
And he flicked a cigarette at him.
The role on Broadway.
Yeah, it's funny. Could you imagine having that much power where you're like, fuck you, dude. You need to cast this guy or I'm not doing anything for you. I mean, he only made, I think, 2 movies after like 1964, but he let him know.
Ryan, off screen, was Cary Grant a smoker?
Yes.
Okay.
But he quit, I think, after his last film because he had his daughter. So he quit, and then he started doing a bunch of PSAs about not smoking. Really fascinating. You should pick up the book, Evenings with Cary Grant, where his publicist transcribes his evenings when he went on tour. And they're wonderful stories.
There are fond friends of mine that are mentioned in that book. I'm excited to read it.
This week on Retro Real Nerds, we rewatched, some of us, Super Mario Brothers. Zach, should people revisit Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, you should. If nothing else, to embrace the full madness that is this incomprehensible movie for the majority of it. I was telling Brad before we recorded, though, it's interesting how, as unfaithful as it is to what I remember the source material of Mario being from the games, it does kind of become a Mario game movie at the end of the movie, but not by much. But this is a film that, unfortunately, the actors involved one of them was injured and the others were just wondering what the fuck they were in. But I would give it a watch out of curiosity if you've never seen it. If you're rewatching it, like, I guess, like, I mean, it's not to make fun of Brad for his choice or anything, because I know he has an affection for this film, but I found it a bit of an interesting watch. It was kind of hilarious in the places they obviously didn't want it to be, and there's a lot of allegories to today's society in this movie that are very fucking strange. So yeah, I guess if you have nothing else to do, sure.
Corinne, have you ever seen Super Mario Brothers?
I think I saw it one time a really long time ago, because I do remember the de-evolved dinosaur people and their like creepy like little tiny heads on their giant ass bodies. And that is the fuel of nightmares. It was a terrible movie. I had to like pause and take breaks just to get through it. It was bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but it was really bad, you guys. I would have rather watched a Jane Austen book club twice than watch this movie once.
I'll go next because I really need to hear Brad on this. So rewatching this from a streaming source that Corinne showed me, wink, I was watching, I go, man, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo are really good at the beginning, and they have that heartfelt like moment at the dinner. I go, okay, maybe this movie isn't as bad as I thought it was. And then I got about 20 minutes into it, and I go, nope, still bad. Because one, Zachary touched on, it's incomprehensible. The relation to the video games is fleeting. They totally botch Toad. They basically have like an underground Demolition Man style world. But it's just, I can't, this movie's too much. No, I don't think you should revisit it. But Brad, as I was going through my Letterboxd, I noticed you gave it 5 stars, and you don't give 5 stars to a lot of films. So Brad, you tell me why this is an underrated classic before we play the trailer.
I mean,
ironically.
No, I love this movie. It's 1993. How do you translate Super Mario Brothers in 1993?
That's true.
Animation.
Like how would it? What would, I guess you could do a cartoon, but I mean, you saw the cartoon they did on TV.
Yeah, so that's why it's
Super Mario Brothers. No, but I think given what they had to work with, like translating into something different, obviously if you're looking for, the game you played as a movie, this is not it. But I think they do some clever things to associate with the game, like, later on in the finale, Koopa's in that, like, I don't know, cement mixer that's like hanging from the ceiling. It's kind of like his clown propeller transport in the Super Mario World game. When they're outside the Koopa Tower or Koopa City or whatever, there's like those garbage guys who have the gas mask face. They're kind of like shy guys. There's Bob-ombs walking around throughout it.
But they also have Reebok shoes. So if they've never seen the human world, how do they know what pizza is, Reeboks are, cars are? In
the other dimension, dinosaurs just kind of evolved into humans, mammals anyway. I don't know. For someone who's an heir to the Mushroom Kingdom, Princess Toadstool or Daisy, she's not even Princess Toadstool. She was born in an egg, like a reptile, but she's the Mushroom Kingdom people. There's also just like a lot of creative, back and forth with the studio making this movie.
You can tell.
Yeah, the directors had, I forget, like had this get made, did a deeper dive on it, but obviously he was troubled, trying to figure out what vision to go with it. But I think what they did was like creative, and it's silly and zany, but I think it's fun. Like you said, Hoskins and Leguizamo are like totally earnest about it. Like they're treating it seriously.
Oh yeah, they're not half-assing it.
And I think Hopper, he took his character, like he had that OCD element to him, where he's like a huge germaphobe, and very particular. Like obviously that's not a Bowser thing, but yeah. What else?
Here's a trailer for Super Mario.
Feeling we're not in Brooklyn no more.
Luigi! Benji! You better not hurt us!
They're brothers. They're plumbers.
Oh no! Mario! Luigi!
They're on the trail of a kidnapped princess and a mystical meteorite.
It's incredible!
That gives anyone who possesses it the power to rule the universe.
Get me the rock! Come and get it, lizard breath!
Now, they must rescue the princess.
Luigi!
Alien species escaping. And make it safely back.
Later, alligator.
To our world.
Are you alright?
Before time runs out.
Save him! Get him! Yes! No, stop! No, not again!
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
This ain't no game. Yeah, I get everything you're saying, Brad, but not once does Mario jump on somebody. Not once does he eat a mushroom and get big.
He grows a mushroom that defends him from the devolution gun, which is a super scope, which is a fun ride.
Yeah, and I mean, again, they know what pizza is. They've never been to America. They know English. They know what cars are. Everything is just too much. And then, the former king is the fungus, which is a fine idea. I mean, that makes sense. Oh, he has magical mushrooms. But then when you see him, it looks like a turd coming out of a butthole.
Well, also, like, the evolution, that means he's derived from fungus, but his daughter is derived from lizards. I guess everyone's the same prehistoric cesspool, I guess.
And I'm actually like Corinne. I started watching it and I paused it. I'm like, fuck, there's 50 minutes left in this movie.
Seriously a problem.
And it's
third act goes on way too long.
Yeah, I've seen the movie probably 4 or 5 times, and each time I get sucked in because I think the beginning is really good. I think the introduction of the Mario Brothers,
But also, is it typical practice for like a client to call two separate plumbing agencies and then make them race to get to the same?
No, it's not. And I'm glad I rewatched this. I'm glad I rewatched this film because I remembered that, and I remembered the fact that the way Daisy and Luigi bond is over the fact that they were adopted. That's like their only real connecting tissue in a relationship. Is like, and she says matter of factly, "Oh, I was abandoned." Like,
well, she's a strong character. It's okay to.
She is, but still, it's a weird thing to throw out there on the first date dinner.
It came up organically, like it wasn't the first thing they talked about.
I think so too. I think actually, like I said, that dinner scene I think is actually really great because you get a little background to Mario, and that Luigi is maybe not his real brother, but he raised him like he was his brother.
Yeah,
and I think that's cool. But then the rest of the movie, it just falls apart. It's incomprehensible. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense. There's a rock that was part of an asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs and then sent the rest of them into a separate dimension on the same planet. And then what?
Let's be clear. The meteor landed in Brooklyn, and they show Brooklyn 65 million years ago. And I didn't see no Brooklyn Bridge even 65 million years ago today. No Brooklyn Bridge, no Brooklyn.
Why would there be a bridge 65 million years ago, Zach?
I don't care.
I mean, really, the only tunnel they go through is when they go like sledding with the Goombas that are like small dinosaur heads on huge bodies.
I'm surprised when they do travel through the dimension, like there's that sand wall that they're able to leap through. Like, why did someone why did they just make it a pipe?
Here's the thing, Brad, is I can tell watching this that there is so much studio involvement. Because if I got this script, I said, okay, I can work with this. Instead of them jumping through a sand wall, I'll have them jump through a pipe and go whoop, whoop, whoop. There's so many like easy things you can do to make this a little better.
I think they also got excited about the graphics at the time because, I think this is the same summer as Jurassic Park, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they made a big deal about that. Like, when they disintegrate, when they do travel between worlds, like people were just blown away by that. Not enough to get them in theater, but
they were dusting people before Infinity War.
Yes.
But it was like the other CGI that people were like, wow, you can do this effect. So I think they just got excited about the technology versus how it makes sense to the story.
I don't know. I think the editing's kind of sloppy in it too. Like the last fight with Bowser is really like jumbled. And it's almost they didn't want to show him. And I mean, this is really fresh. I watched it like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, me too.
And it's just, I mean, it's okay. I just wish it was a little more fun because I don't think it's that fun. And I wanted to see them like jump on things and like grab a flower plant and have fire, not guns. That stuff just seems really lazy to me and an excuse to make it look cool and appeal to a bigger audience than a video game that sold, 150 million copies.
Yeah, I will say like there's the insanity of this film is the insanity you find in those most movies that how did this get made and We Hate Movies kind of cover where there is a fascination point to watch it. Like I found myself giggling at a lot of the audacity of like just the insanity of this film, but and just like the portrayal of the Koopa world is like such a weird dystopic thing that somehow works for it. Like it's weird. Like I don't feel like it's ill-advised, but it also doesn't. It feels weird in the context of it being a Mario movie, but like as a goofy 90s movie about two plumbers fighting a lizard man, like sure, why not? Like I guess a part of it is I had to start separating myself from the game and what I knew of it to enjoy myself in certain areas. But yeah, I mean, like it's completely harmless to a degree because it's like I don't like it's not like a trying to actively piss anybody off or anything. So I'm like not hurt by it. Like it's like
yeah. I mean, when I say it reeks of studio involvement too, it feels like there's some darker elements to it, but they got notes from the studio saying, hey, this is for kids. You need to lighten this up.
Yeah.
Because they have where, Bowser is talking about taking over the world and stuff, and then he orders a pizza. And they had a lot of that ADR where it's two people in the distance and they're yelling stuff at each other, where it seems like they needed to make it more punchy.
The Patton Oswalt bit, yeah.
Yeah, a perfect example of it is when they're going down to rescue Daisy before they go through the wall. They're like Mario and Luigi are in the distance, so you never see their faces, and they're bickering between each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some scenes missing too. A lot of the fans have been asking for like the deleted scenes to come out because they're like on cards and promotional materials, but they're not in the movie. So that might be some connective tissue there. Because I remember people talking about that sequence being changed.
Yeah.
Because they get hit on the head, like, and then like 5 minutes later, you don't see them get back up, but they're already chasing her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the uniforms with the super boots and the poster is really cool.
Tomorrow, buddy.
So,
I think it's a Struzen.
Man.
Yeah, no, the poster's cool.
But yeah, like I don't know what else you would do live action wise in that era. Like,
well, I mean, I think now in the world of Scott Pilgrims and things like that, I think you can. I think back then they didn't give the audience enough credit for how smart they were.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can go to the Mortal Kombat movie where you're making a PG-13 movie about people that kill each other. You know what I mean? It just reeks of studios interfering with it. Why can't it just be some goofy Italian guy going to save a princess from a really colorful world?
Oh, that's another thing I want to bring up. So normally I get a little cringe when Ryan does his mock Italian accent when I mention movies like Roma, but this is one of those movies when I was like, we need Ryan's mocking Italian voice in this movie. We need them to go Mamma Mia and here we go and stuff like that. Like I need that in this movie.
Well, yeah, that's what you do when they jump through the warp.
Yeah. And last but not least,
Wahoo!
Yes, that's the thing we need, Ryan. Wahoo. We need Wahoo. # bring back Wahoo.
Well, don't worry. The new Super Mario Brothers is being made by Illumination, so I'm guessing it's going to be really great.
Well, it's good the technology caught up to do it. I'm trying to imagine, like, you talk about, like, oh, it'd been cool if he, like, jumped on a Goomba or something. But, like, you see, what's her name, Big Bertha, like, fly away with the moon boots. Mm-hmm. So they would have done jumping through wire work, which I don't know if that would have been, like, convincing.
No, I get the limitations.
Yeah.
But the limitations make it not a good movie.
So they should have just waited, like, 30
or
years.
Make another pass at the script. Because it's all over the place. I mean, when they get to the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever they call it, it's just a hodgepodge of scenes.
We didn't even talk about Iggy and Spike.
Yep.
Oh God.
Which I don't think I really put it together until today watching it that they, in Super Mario Bros. 3, Koopa has like his Koopa children.
Kooplings,
yeah. And are Iggy and Spike the names of some of them?
Yep. I think Iggy is. I don't remember if Spike is. Spike is the
me
name
either.
of Iggy for sure. Spike is the name of the little green dragon guy who hawks up the spike ball.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
right. Is my real correct?
And that's Fisher Stevens and Richard Edson playing Iggy and Spike, and watching Richard Edson, who I a couple months ago rewatched and Do the Right Thing, and then seeing this, going like, man, his trajectory went all over the goddamn place in the 90s.
Yes, I am right. There's Spike from, I don't know if you can see it, from Super Mario.
Your
the little dragon guy. Yeah, who hawks up, God damn it. Yeah, so it's the little dragon guy who hawks up spikes and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I see him now.
Yeah. And let's not forget the great Mojo Nixon as Toad, and his little anti
started on Toad.
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't remember Mojo Nixon having more than one scene in that movie, but he clearly does before he gets turned into the Goomba.
I mean, I don't know which one I like least, this one, or if you watch the cartoon, he has a Brooklyn accent. He goes, "Yo, Mario, let's get out of here." It doesn't fit his character at all.
Yeah, where would he get that? coming from the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch past the credits?
Yeah, I saw the post-credit sequence.
I mean, there's already the cliffhanger ending, which, man, I remember seeing this in the theater in '93 and just getting so excited, like, where's this movie going to go next? And then, 6 years ago, Bob Hoskins is dead. So I don't think I'm getting that sequel.
Yeah, we can make a Mario.
And Fiona Shaw as Lena does tell Princess Daisy, "You have your mother's eyes," and I just immediately went like, "You're going to be in a franchise where that's going to be an entire fucking phrase for all 8 films."
Hey, you remember in Hot Shots where Charlie Sheen says, "I have my father's eyes"?
Yeah.
And he opens up the case and he literally has his father's eyes. And then he throws them out to sea at the end of the movie. It's amazing.
Oh god.
Anywho,
so what's hard to understand about there's an asteroid with a fragmented rock that was sent away with Daisy when she was adopted, and Koopa wants that rock so he can put the asteroid back together and then merge the 2 worlds and then take over Earth.
Yep. Spot on.
What's complicated about that?
Nothing at all.
I think what threw me off, Brad, was when the dinosaurs at the beginning were talking with Brooklyn voices, and then that's when I just decided, like, nothing makes sense, and I'm just going to sit in and enter this world uninhibited.
I don't think they're real, Zach.
Steven's character is more offensive in this or in Short Circuit.
Ooh, tough call. Actually, not tough call at all. But yeah, I will say, Brad, I had a lot of fun rewatching it, like on the level of how did this get made kind of thing. So I did appreciate rewatching it after hearing those episodes of that show, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it wasn't a waste of time.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a so bad it's good fun thing. So
yeah,
sure.
Pretty disgusting. It's hard to get
What?
past. Oh, it's just like it. You could almost like smell it. Like it was just like the sound design on it was just like really accurate. I'm like, oh gosh, ugh. No. And then, like I said, the creepy like tiny heads on big bodies. Gotta say, unironically, Yoshi was the best thing about this movie.
Yeah, I kind of like Yoshi. It's a pretty interesting. It's not like a cheap kind of dinosaur effect.
Yeah, fuck that. Yoshi didn't have a saddle on him. Fuck this movie.
But he did extend his tongue to Fiona Shaw and then tried to eat her. Like,
I think it's amazing they couldn't even bother to paint him green.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a lazy shade of green.
Green. I thought he was green.
I think he's like brownish, right?
Like pale green or something.
It's David Fincher green.
Well, when it gets a 4K scan, we'll actually see what color he is. From the original camera negative. That's that Touchstone Pictures.
I have the negative right here.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
not the negative, but I have the film, the trailer. Actual
you
film.
have the trailer?
Where'd you get it? Did you get it from a theater friend?
Online, eBay.
Ah, gotcha.
How much did that trailer set you back? Because you were sending me the Army of Darkness one that ended up going for how much?
$60.
$60. How much was a Super Mario Brothers trailer?
Not nearly that much. I think 10. Pay $10 for this.
It's film, so that's cool.
Yeah.
You deserve it, Brad.
You have the better physical trailer, Brad. I have the trailer for Red. So
when they start making a special edition and they need elements for the trailer,
That's right. They can scan this.
they can scan yours.
I will let them have it for free if they give me a Blu-ray
Nice.
or a 4K Blu-ray.
All right. Next week, I don't know what we're watching.
Whose turn is it?
All right.
Zach or Corinne?
I'm going to put a number on my phone between 1 and 10. Who's ever the closest gets to pick the movie this week. Corinne, what number are you going to pick?
6.
Zach?
8.
Corinne, it's 6.
Woo! Lucky number.
All right. Corinne, what are we watching next week?
Oh shoot! Can I think about it? Do
Yeah.
y'all want to watch Northanger Abbey?
To watch what?
Is it a mini series or?
Yeah, I might not be on next week's show.
Oh come on, Ryan!
Awesome. My streak will be easier to obtain.
Oh, fuck that. I'm just going to come on and talk and then leave.
Yeah, that's up to you, Corinne.
Yep.
I'll contemplate. I've got a couple of movies to choose from.
Cool.
If you can't do it, we're picking the old guard. So.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I did want to watch that, though.
Well, your choice. Dealer's choice. Till next week.
Let's do a retro film.
Bye.
Bye.
I love when you do that hocus pocus to me. The way that you touch, you got the power to me. You give me that look, it's almost unreal. It's almost unreal.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.